Welcome to a special episode of Sports Focus from UCU Focus TV. I am your host, Ian Asabo, and with me today I have a very special guest in studio. Well, before I get to him, UCU has always been blessed. Actually, if I'm to say, the last two goalkeepers we've had have been put up to the standard of being among the best in the country. We had Derek Were, who was a national champion, and following in his footsteps, we can say John Wensonga Colin, my guest today, is certainly following and is living up to that hype. Recently, John was elected sports minister for the Guild government, which is running for this year 2023-2024. John, welcome to the studio.
Thank you so much.
It's fantastic having you here today. So we're here to talk about the success that you've had in terms of being elected sports minister, and we had a conversation off air where you try to highlight some of the key issues or the key policies that you want to implement. So before we go there, how do you feel having been elected sports minister since you're actually an athlete playing for the school?
First of all, I would like to thank you for this opportunity. And it feels so great to be elected as a sports minister. It feels so good, and I'm really happy. I'm here to serve.
So did you initially have conversations with the guild president before the elections, or he just approached you after and was like, Colin, you know what, I think you're the best for the job?
No, actually, we had conversations even before him. I think we started our conversations in the very first semester we shared together. And that's how we built the bond. We came in, he knew our problems because we used to jazz. That's how it all came about.
And you being a very outspoken member of the team, because I was hanging out with the team in Ndeje during the South African Games, how do you plan to assume this leadership role and even possibly going back to the team when the University Football League eventually begins?
First and foremost, primary role first. I'm here to serve the university as the university goalkeeper. This is an appointment that I believe I'm going to fulfill, and I'm going to serve. There are so many things that sportsmen and students are going through that I really need to work on. I might not be so successful, but at least I must reach a mile.
So what are some of those things that you claim that the sportsmen are going through? Could you give us a little bit of detail into what they are going through? Because for one, I know that with the last Interfaculty tournament, and this is just out of the blue, occurred in 2019, actually September 2019. So it's been more than 3 years since we last held an Interfaculty tournament. Do you think these are some of the policies you're trying to push as sports minister?
Yeah, it's the very first thing I'm going to do. I want to revive the Interfaculty. And if all goes well, we shall have an Interfaculty this semester.
This semester?
Yeah.
So that's actually good news, great news to hear, because there's been a long outcry for, and possibly most of the students that have been here from at this period in time haven't had that opportunity to be able to represent their faculty. So it's a good thing that it is happening this year. What are some of the other issues maybe you're looking at to pass on?
First and foremost, I want to revive the interfaculty games. The other issue is that I want to bridge the gap between students and sportsmen. There is some big gap to an extent that you see there might be a game, basketball, volleyball game, but you find about 30 students watching the game, supporting the teams. There's some big gap. So I believe I can bridge that gap, and through interfaculty, because it's the only way that we can we can bridge that gap. So I'm so sure I'm going to work on that.
You know, there's always that saying, during the interfaculty tournaments, athletes representing the university are not allowed to participate in those games. That has been a policy since I was here. Is that something that you're looking to continue with? Because you spoke about the difference between the student body and their teams, and I feel that is something that needs to be rectified, because we need students following our sports teams. They provide just more than support financially as well. So what are some of the things you plan on doing to engage more students with the different sports sectors that the university has representing out there?
Before, I wasn't here before. The last time we had an interfaculty tournament. But to me, I feel like we want to bridge this gap. We want these people to be together. So I feel like it's better if we include the sportsmen who are representing the university teams, but with a limitation.
Yeah.
I get with the limitation. I mean, maybe we can say we want 1 player per team, 2 players per team. You get. Yeah, that's it.
Okay, fantastic. So, is that possibly all that you're trying to look at, or you're taking it step by step? Are there any other factors that you'd like to as well implement? Because there are so many issues, as you've said, affecting both the student body and then the athletes as well. Are there some other issues that you'd like to discuss as well? Because you certainly have the platform here, your UCU Focus TV or the Sports Focus Extra. So I feel it is your time to be able to lay out all that you have on the table so that people can actually see what is going on. Is there anything else that you'd like to add?
Yeah. The sportsmen are going through a lot.
Yeah.
They have challenges. And for this, I was thinking of, I think this has never been at UCU.
Yeah.
I wanted to form a sports association.
Yeah.
Yeah, that will unite all sportsmen. And through that, we shall have one voice that will represent us.
Yeah.
So in case any sportsman has a challenge, they'll come address it to the association. Then we shall look for possible solutions.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Brilliant. I think that is a new way, or a new form of energy that sportsmen are going to receive during this year. And then the student body, as you've said, the Interfaculty tournament will possibly help and cover that. But are there any other ways? Because now that I have the opportunity to speak to you, and you are a sportsman as well, you have noticed that there has been a gap in terms of fans supporting the different teams. So apart from possibly the Interfaculty tournament, do you have any ideas that you could push onto this forum to encourage more fans to be able to watch these games? Because you're one of us, and we therefore must support you. Is there any word you could put out to encourage the fans?
First and foremost, we the sportsmen are here to serve the students. Yeah. So, and there is some misinterpretation as to why we are here. Students think that maybe we are here on our own. You get. But I wish they knew that you are here for them. We came here to serve them, and you're here to play for them. If I get a chance to step out there at the pitch, I represent the badge, and you are also a member. You're also a member of the UCU family. So if I step down there, I go represent UCU family. Yeah, that's it. And so, if a student comes and thinks that maybe I'm playing on my own, that's not true. Yeah.
You're playing for the whole, the student body, the alumni, everybody connected to UCU.
To UCU. Yeah, that's why if I get down there, I give in 110% to make sure the badge shines. Okay,
just to divulge you a little bit from your ministerial post, let's talk a little bit about football. We last saw you in action. For those who were able to at the University East African Games in Ndege, didn't quite go as to plan, as what I expected. What do you think happened that things did not go quite to plan in Ndege?
Ndege was a very tricky tournament. And funny actually. No one believed the results that we got there. But I think we had some issues amongst us.
The players, do you have issues amongst the players?
No, players and the board as well. Yeah, I think that's the main. And I think luck was also not on our side, because we reached out there. I think we played the best football in the tournament, because our philosophy at UCU is to play the best football. We want to win, but we also want fans to enjoy our game. Yeah, that's why when we got there, most of the people complain that we pass too much, we do what, but no, that's what we train.
So I was as an observed viewer as well during the tournament. I noticed that the squad depth was a little bit shaking because some players were able to graduate and leave. So how important is it that you're able to recruit the right players to be able to give it another push this year in terms of the University Football League?
At the beginning of this year, I think about a month ago, we had some trials where we got an addition into the squad, and we had some trials and we got some replacements, and we really have hopes that they're going to fit in the gaps.
Okay. Yeah. Fantastic. So, ladies and gentlemen, that has been the interview with the newly elected sports minister, that is John Wesonga Collins, as well as the UCU #1. We have to call him Safe Hands here. In terms of the new additions on the team, don't miss any parts of our show as we get to interact with the new rookies that have been brought out from very many of the teams as the sports calendar year 2023 gets into full gear. I am your host, Ian Asabo, and thank you for tuning in.